in. Welcome back. We're going to phase 3 now of the interrelationships of the Neteru. We finished up, we're doing androgynous, noon, the androgynous concept. Female aspect of Heru is Heteru, also a female aspect, okay? You have both aspects coming out of the noon, okay? The androgynous aspect of noon gives rise to the solar principle and both male and female divinities. See? And don't discriminate. Anything in nature has to have balance, duality, pairs, equal opposites. Just concepts, just basic understanding of things, nature preferably. That's what it's all about. What's this? The Neterean traditions are composed of companies of Neteru, groups of gods and goddesses, male and female aspects of your personality. I'm really trying to get you to understand that these aren't literal people. These are aspects and concepts that you can study and emulate and put into your character. That's what changes you. Okay? They don't change you. You change you. All right, here we go. I'm almost done. Their actions, teachings, and interactions with each other and with human beings will provide the insight into their nature as well as that of human existence and creation itself. When you study nature, you're studying the essence of God. The ancient Egyptians had this all figured out. This is why I keep trying to explain to you. I don't have to claim a religion to get enlightened. I don't have to be part of a group of dogma that I don't subscribe to be spiritual. That's all I'm saying. I don't discriminate against anybody's views, concept, and understanding and belief system because I have mine. I hope you respect me for that. So I will always give respect to any and everybody's views and concepts about their beliefs. Now, we want to discuss information. We want to debate issues. I have no problem with that. But I ain't trying to change your belief. No, I'm just getting enlightened to what I do. So, let's go to the next concept. I ain't done yet. I got another lesson here. Still the same area. The ancient Egyptians' temple network. That's what it was called. The higher ups, every state, every city had a different set of gods. Principles were the same. The god names changed, but you had the Agdid, the Enid. You had different views from different perspectives. We doing the Anuian, which is supposed to be the earliest, which is the first. That's all. Moving down, coming down. Remember, the Nile River flowed north to south, not south to north. So north is down, south is up. My dude, Infoduce, always say that they misunderstood the Egyptian concept. Why? Because they can't figure out, why is that? Just understand the concept that worked. That's what it was. That's it. They didn't make it up. That's the real way. The Nile Valley flowed north to south. So south for us is down south. North for us is up north. For them, south is up, north is down. That's it. What's it? Learning something is listen, pay attention, and being able to comprehend and conceptualize the viewpoint coming from another perspective. That's all it is. You might not like it. You might not agree with it. You might even subscribe to it. But if you listen and comprehend it, you can make a better decision if that's what you choose to do. That's all I'm trying to explain to you. Let's get down to business here. Now, you have the sages of Kemet instituted a system, not a religion. Remember, it's a process of growth, character changing. You have to learn each aspect of your God or goddess for that aspect for you to learn it and acquire it. That's what mastering of self is all about. I'm just trying to give you the breakdown of how this thing works so when I get the rolling, you can follow me. It's going to be easy, but if you don't hit the basics, you don't understand what it's based on, you can't follow. You can say, man, I don't know nothing about that. He always take your time, pay attention, listen. I keep the rhetoric simple. I ain't playing no word game and trying to trick you and swoon you into believing what I'm doing. No, I ain't got time for that nonsense. I'm just teaching. Okay? Let's go. They started a system, not a religion, by which you would be able to learn spirituality, which was taught through a temple-style organization. Like school, it's a system. Teacher, student, okay? Good student, superior students, not so good students, Oh, special ed? Well, okay, you get the point. But universal teachers were for everybody at that time. They didn't have a whole bunch of choice. I want to be a Muslim. I'm a Christian. Nope. You only have one. So when you take away options sometimes, it makes you focus on what you really have to do. In life, you got to get up, maintain, and do what you got to do. That's never changed. It's been that way since ancient times. Just that what we do during our daily life is a little different. Pretty much the same thing. You get up, maintain living, raise kids, fall in love, accumulate stuff, have a good life, bad life, whatever you make it. But that's what it's all about. Understand that. When you're born into the world, you become a player in this game we call life. If you don't understand it, if you don't get good at it, that's a you problem. Okay? Take your time, get some lessons, learn some things, and understand one thing. Knowing thyself is the one thing you need to really get better at living and knowing who you are. Everything else, you can work around that. Trust me with that. All right, here you go. Now, all the major divinities were assigned to a particular city. Again, Sekhmet, Nefertim, they was in Thebian. Waset had Mut, Amun, and Kansu. And Anu, the Anuian, they used Osiris, Isis, and Horus. So all of them did pretty much different combinations of gods, but the concept stayed the same. They all lived Mayat too. All right, watch this. Every city had a major divinity or divinities, the patron divinity of that city. Again, I just broke it down for you. Back then, the priests and the priestess of the temples were in charge of seeing to the welfare of the people, district, as well as maintaining the traditions and the discipline of that tradition based on that particular god in that area. Again, it breaks down to who we worship. So then the original concept of Neteru, God, became philosophy, became a philosophy through the theologies of all these various traditions. There you go again. The breakdown of each different city had a different viewpoint, but it all came down to the same thing, worshiping God. Like I said, Muslim, Christian, Judaism. Anu, Thebes, what's it? You see the pattern there? Okay. So a dynamic expression of the teaching engaged in which through maintaining the integrity of the teachings, no matter what you called it, you had to maintain the integrity, which still impresses the nuances of variation in the understanding of the teachings to suit the needs of the various kinds of personalities of the people of different places. Geographically, people did different things. The weather, the vegetation, whatever it was they were growing and doing, everybody had different concept and different perspective about what they was doing, but they all had the same values: balance, respect for the creator, and work with nature. It haven't changed thousands of years. Okay, we do it a little different now. We just polluting everything and messing everything up. That's because we're not living with nature. We're destroying nature. Nature will fight back. So the main gods were denoted by a big like a cross, like a sign. Okay, and yes, this means that all the gods should be viewed not as a separate entity operating independently, but rather as a family members, all in the same enterprise. It's called the family business of gods and goddesses. Osiris, Isis, Set, Nephthep, they was family, but they were all connected, interwoven against either some was good, some was bad. Now, Set, which is ego, he cannot reproduce. He won't make offspring. Why? They don't want no more like him. And that concept of chaos and evil, egoism, which carries all those negative connotations, jealousy, malice, or insecurities, all the bad things, negative things that will make your heart heavy, which is weighing you down, so to speak, conceptually. Again, when you live do and be a good, righteous, virtuous person, guess what? Your heart will become light as a feather. And if you think you can sneak, cheat, and connive and lighten your heart, you're wrong. That's the whole point. You can't fool you. If God know your heart, why would you try to trick God to making him think you're doing something other than what you're doing? Because you're doing that with the people. You want people to think you all this, that, and you really ain't. That's perpetrating. But guess what? You will find that out when it's your turn. It ain't my job to call you out on your perpetration. I ain't here to do that. No. I'm just letting you know that if you think that's going to work for you, no, I'm just telling you it won't work. That's what I'm here to tell you. That way of life won't get you into the afterlife. I explain all the time. I live a righteous life for a reason. Not for the accolades and applause for nobody here. I live that so when I get to my judgment day, I want my heart to tip that feather. Red, either balanced or even lighter. If I can do as good as I want to do, my heart would be light as that feather. I ain't gotta worry about that. You do. Everybody are responsible for what they do. Remember, whatever you got people perceiving you to be, whatever you got people believing that you are, you know within your heart who and what you are. That's why you have to know thyself. If you think you other than who you are, you don't know who you are then. It's confused. If you telling me you're this, but you're that, you used to be this, and you want to be that, I know that you're confused. I'm firm, committed, steadfast in my position on what I think and feel about what it is I'm doing. Right thinking concept is what I do, how I live. I constructed it that way. I manufactured it that way. I will continue to do it just that way. What's the right way? When you're bored, I'll be back. Got one more lesson for you.